to my kings, queens, and in-betweens. I'm Valerie, and welcome to my channel, The Bookish Valkyrie. Today's video is a vlog for Halloweekend Readathon Week 2, and I am filming this intro after the fact because I forgot. Basically, this is a readathon that is hosted by Lexie from bookswithlexie and her co-hosts, all of which I will be linking below in the description. And welcome to my vlog. Okay, so I have the picture prompt photos taken, and I've still got about 35 minutes left in this sprint, so I'm probably going to get started on my main read, which is The Liminal Zone by Junji Ito. I first heard about this particular volume of his work from the Books in the Freezer podcast, and it sounded right up my alley. Honestly, though, that was like almost a year ago, and I've had this probably since about June, so definitely time to get to it, and I really don't remember much about the premise, which is totally fine. It was enough that I knew that I was interested in it. I think going in blind might actually make it a little more fun and interesting. The prompt that I am using this for is to read something that scares me, and honestly, one of the reasons I haven't got to this is because the images that Junji Ito draws are really quite disturbing, and I just haven't quite been in the headspace for it, but I think now is a good time for it, not just because it's, you know, spooky season, although that definitely helps, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm feeling it, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a go, see just how scary it actually is for me, and then probably next sprint I'm gonna do some audiobook and cleaning stuff, and for that I'll pick up my bonus book, which is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. So this one is supposed to be absolutely unhinged. I think the idea of reading about an unhinged author and a whole bunch of other writers all trapped together in what turns into a scary situation sounds pretty good. The prompt that this is for is to read something that you don't usually read, and I am not into thrillers. Like, I have very slowly been picking up volumes that I thought might interest me because it's been probably decades since I purposefully sought out a thriller to read. So I thought it might be a good time to try the genre out again. I really enjoyed it in my teen years, and then when I hit my 20s, I just was not interested anymore, and it's not really piqued my interest again until recently, when I've been getting like the really unhinged sounding thrillers like this and the Last Word. Those are both thrillers that have piqued my interest, and so we'll see how thrillers go for me. So this is a weekend of trying things that are new or new again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my roommate went up north to go to a concert last night, and she just barely got back, and she claims to be hungry. So we're going to run out and grab some drive-through. I did manage to get about 4 chapters into The Writing Retreat, and I got about 2 of the stories in the Junji Ito book, The Liminal Zone. done, and definitely creepy. I was correct that it's very unsettling, but no like genuine scares yet. And I don't know, but that might speak more to me and my twisty sensibilities than how dark the liminal zone is. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, we are headed out, and that is probably it for tonight, but I'll update you tomorrow. Good morning. So it is Friday, the second day of this week's Halloweekend Readathon. I am just about ready to start getting ready for the day. I spent most of my morning helping my dog because he's not feeling so great, some sort of stomach thing. I did listen to some more of the writing retreat. I haven't read any more of the liminal zone yet. I'm probably going to do that more during the sprints later tonight, because I don't know, that just feels like more of a sit down sort of thing. But I will be listening to the writing retreat as I go about my day. It is definitely it's not got unhinged yet, but it definitely has some little seeds that have been laid by the author of, oh yeah, that could be unhinged. There's definitely something, some sort of event that happened that involved a lot of blood and broken friendships, and so that's interesting. And I don't feel like that particular thing isn't really a spoiler, because it happens in the first little bit, and you still don't know what it was, what happened. I still don't know what happened. So I'm still towards the beginning of the book, but I'm having a good time and seeing where this might be a really great read. So I'm kind of excited, since thrillers aren't my thing, but so far the writing style is working in a way that I think I won't have a difficult time with it. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm all ready and headed out to do some errands, including dropping by the library in the next town over. My town is awfully small, and its library is super minuscule. Since it's so tiny, I am going to the next town over to apply for a card there. It's my old library that I used to go to before we moved here, and I miss it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay for a library card there and take a look around, see if I could hunt down any banned books for my next video. So you'll get to come along with me for that, and I will also be dropping in to do some grocery shopping and go to the bank, all that stuff. But I don't know if I'll do any filming there, probably just the library. Anyway, see you soon. Hi, so back from doing errands. I did find a couple of banned books, but unfortunately my library has proven itself to be a small town library, and that was like all I could find. I'm sure there were like some older banned books there, but I'm kind of sad really sad that I couldn't find any more than the 2. I'm hoping that maybe some like other people have them checked out, and so I'll go scope it out again in a few days. But they didn't even have a banned book like display anywhere or anything like that. So I don't know, maybe my hopes were a little too high for this small town. Anyway, I have got to the point in the book where everybody is at the writing retreat, and the rules have been set, and you've got a taste for the host's personality, and you're starting to see like the building blocks for what's supposed to be unhinged. So I think that I'm feeling very hopeful about the unhinged characters that I was promised in the premise. So we'll see how this goes, and they are currently doing a sprint on Kelsey's channel. Now that we're sprinting, I'm going to go ahead and pick the liminal zone back up, and I'll check in again with you later. Hello, the sprints are done. I read, I want to say, a little over 100 pages into the liminal zone, and it is super creepy. Nothing has really scared me, but I think the creep out factor is plenty. So if you like creepy reads, I definitely recommend this. I have probably another, I want to say 40 pages left. At least the end of the story that I'm reading now, maybe one more story. I'm not sure how many stories were in there, but yeah, definitely creepy as advertised. But that is it for me tonight. I'm probably gonna head to bed soon, and I'll update you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Saturday. The reading sprints for today on, I think, Katrina's channel will be starting in a few hours. Until then, I am going to have my iced coffee and some breakfast. Yummy little blueberry scone. And yeah. Anyhow, I will be listening to the writing retreat and playing WoW with my honey until then, and I will check in again with you later. Hello again, it's still Saturday. The event on YouTube was ghost stories, like tell your ghost stories, and they read the ghost stories that we have been posting on Discord, and then they played a game called Red Book, where you basically use a book as a Ouija board. The rules are essentially the same as a Ouija board. You open it, you ask questions. Instead of using a board, you flip through the pages, and wherever your finger lands is your answer. And then you close the book like you would a board. Otherwise, you get haunted. Anyway, it was fun and entertaining, a good time. They told my story, which I guess I should share with you guys too. So when I was little, when I was in kindergarten, my mom worked on the east side and we lived on the west side, and my school was on the west side. My roommate is having a giggle attack over here.
Dog just really farted loud.
Oh, my dog farted loudly.
I'm a grown up. Shut up.
Anyway, back to the ghost story. Also involving dogs, actually. Not farting ones, though.
There we go.
Anyhow, when I was in kindergarten, My mom had to leave an hour before I could go to my babysitter in the morning, and so she would get me up, get me ready, and then set me down in front of the TV with my dogs. We had 2 dogs, Buttercup and Blackie. Blackie was my brother's dog, and Buttercup was mine, and I named her after Princess Buttercup. So, anyway, Buttercup and Blackie and I would sit there watching like Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z and waiting for the time that we could get across the street to the neighbors for my babysitting time. We were the only living things in the house. Like, there were no other animals. It was just the 3 of us. And I would hear footsteps running up and down the stairs above me, and sometimes there was giggling. And then, like, throughout my childhood and adolescence, there were all sorts of incidents, like the most frequent one was cupboards opening themselves, and the refrigerator opening itself. Although the refrigerator may have been my brother Mike, because he sleep drank milk as a kid. Like, he would sleepwalk to the fridge and guzzle the milk and then go back to bed. So it's possible he was the one leaving the refrigerator door open, at least when it would be open in the mornings. But yeah, that was my ghost story that I shared. Well, they shared for me. And that's all she wrote for the moment. I'm gonna listen to some more of the writing retreat and do some dishes. Hello again. So I have got to the point in the writing retreat where we have had the first confrontation between the 2 ex-friends. And all I gotta say is, I hate that bitch. I hate that bitch. I hate that bitch. Ren, if she's one of the ones that bites it, I'm gonna be okay with that. Like, originally, at the very, very beginning of this, I was like, they can make up and be friends again. But the more that I find out and the more that I actually meet Ren, the more I hate her. So, like, no details, but I hate that bitch. Anyhow, that's the update. Hello. It is getting pretty late here. Still Saturday night. I'm about 65% into the reading retreat. The writing retreat. Been talking about reading too much. Things are definitely reaching the unhinged point. I have to admit, I'm really surprised at how much I'm enjoying, like, pleasantly surprised how much I'm enjoying this. I really do have, like, a really bad track record with thrillers and not loving them, but this is really working for me. It is keeping me, like, interested, and I don't hate the main character, even though she starts out a little bit on the, I'm a side-eye you, end of things. Like, as you get to know her, you start to see that a lot of that is, like, personal biases against herself. And I mean, she's no sweetness and sunshine girl or anything, but she's much more interesting. And if you can hear that noise, that's my dog trying to scratch and burrow into the couch because it's bedtime. He thinks he needs to scratch and circle and do all the things that dogs think they need to do before they can bed down. And apparently he needed to shake it out. Anyhow, having a great time. I don't know how many check-ins I will do tomorrow because I do have a lunch date, and usually that means we show up at the diner at like 11:30 in the morning and leave at like 5 or 6 in the evening, because we just need to start renting out a table, honestly. We end up spending more on the tip than we do on the food because we're there for so long. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know how much I will be checking in tomorrow, but I am hoping to finish both books by the end of this weekend. And I don't think that's going to be too much of a stretch. I've got like 4 hours left in the audiobook for the writing retreat, and I have I think 30, 40 pages tops left in the Junji Ito book. So, Junji Ito. I'm always mixing up my vowels. Anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. I will probably check in again in the morning. Hey, hi, hello. So I got up a little late, so this is going to be kind of a rushed update. Last night, before bed, I did finish reading The Liminal Zone by Junji Ito. I am not sure where I'm going to land on the rating, because I think I really need to just kind of sit with it and evaluate, but I will have a rating for you in my October wrap-up. It is definitely super creepy. I would not call it scary, but like it's gross. Super gross. Super, like, lots of body horror. Very, very creepy. So, like, unsettling, but not scary. So I, like, if I were to rate this, like, as a book in the freezer style rating, I would probably give it like a refrigerator rating. I don't know. Maybe like something defrosting out of the freezer. I don't know. Anyway, oh, sorry. And the reference for that is a podcast that I listen to, Books in the Freezer. It's a horror podcast, and they got their name from the character Joey from Friends, and how he was reading, when he reads a scary book and he gets scared, he has to throw the book in the freezer. So, like, because then it can't get him. So anyhow, I would say it's a very cold refrigerator read so far as, like, the creep horror factor goes. Maybe a freezer read for some people. And then so far as star ratings go, again, I'm not sure where I'm going to settle. It's definitely going to be like a 4 to 5 range, but I'm not sure where I want to settle there. And then I got further into the reading retreat. I am currently at 89% and really enjoying it. Things are very, very solidly in the unhinged territory. The shit hath hit the fan. And it's a really good time so far. And I will update you when I have had a chance to finish that up. But for right now, I am off to have lunch with a friend. And I'll see you in a minute. Hello, I am back. I think this is probably my last check-in because I have finished reading The Writing Retreat. It was great. I had a really good time with this one. Honestly, I may be more willing to pick up thrillers now that I have read this. I think partly it is the subject being, like, writers and, like, how absolutely unhinged this story is. I think that might be what I need for a thriller to work for me. Like, I think sometimes thrillers rely too heavily on unanswered questions to create the suspense, and it, to me, just feels boring and like nothing is happening, and so I just end up irritated and I end up just hating it. A lot of the time I'll even DNF it. Honestly, that's why I stopped reading thrillers, because I really hate DNFing. I do it easier now because I don't like to torture myself. But yeah, this definitely has given me a little more perspective. I thought it might, and luckily that worked out for me. I think really it just comes down to I need a truly unhinged, propulsive kind of thriller for it to work for me. So I still don't think that thrillers are going to be a regular read for me, but I am much more willing to give it a try. And then I also did the, like, Instagram post for the activity, which was get a spooky book, and I picked up this used copy of The Carol Haunt for that. This is my favorite Darcy Coates, at least for now. Who knows? I still have a lot of her stuff to read, but It's definitely one of my favorite haunted house stories ever, and I love this one. If you haven't read anything by Darcy Coates, this is a great place to start, and I would absolutely encourage you to do that. Alright, so that's it for this vlog. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Have a great day.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper that you. Sycamore tree, dream a little dreamer.
Words are hard and hitting your elbow sucks. Anyhow, stop. Anyway, little miss. It's still Saturday. How is that comfortable? Don't understand how you can sleep this way.